Hi everyone. With kiddies starting school or going back to school after the break, so whether they're going into year 1 to high school or particularly for kindy, I thought I'd just pop on and give some tips around how we can cope as parents and how to support our kids with that transition. So I'm going to keep it kind of fun and lighthearted, really, and just little things that you can do to support them and you. So little things like on that bit of your hand and on their hands, you can draw little hearts, or I will be drawing hearts and also an infinity sign, because that's one of my youngest's favorite things is the infinity sign. So if there's something particular for them, and that when I'm drawing it on, I'll be talking around how this is part of our heart rainbow or invisible string that's going to keep us together all the time. And every time that I look at it and they look at it, that we can send love and comfort. Well, I can send love and comfort because I think that's what they'll need. They can send love or ask me things across their heart rainbows or our invisible string that joins us together, even when we're not apart. Just to remind them that even though we're not physically with them, we are still emotionally and energetically still connected, and that if they're missing us, that they can just think about that and that joins us together. I also do things like python cuddles before we go, when I'm leaving them, and it's kind of an indication to them, okay, this is the last cuddle, Mummy's going to leave now. So I hug them quite tight like a python, and then they kind of wiggle out and I let them go and we give a kiss, and that's kind of the end. Not always, sometimes I have to give a few python cuddles, but that kind of is an indication to me of how worried or anxious or just needing a bit more connection they are that day. We do heart bombs where we kind of, I can't do it, the other hand, just imagine the other hand there doing a heart bomb, and we just throw it to each other. And that's kind of also just a bit of fun, you know, like blowing kisses and things like that, but these are heart bombs, and that you can do it from really far away. So all I have to do is make the heart shape with my hands, and they know that that's a connection between the two of us, that I'm kind of throwing them the heart bomb. If they're really highly anxious or worried or clingy, which I'm not sure if I really like that word now that I've said it, but needing a whole lot of connection, particularly for the kindy kids in that transition, or I'm predicting, and I might be really wrong and I'll be open to that. My eldest going to school with his levels of anxiety and previous traumas at school, that he might be needing some extra connection time as well. So my eldest starts tomorrow and my youngest starts kindy next Monday. So in these last few days, I've been talking a lot about how they're feeling about it and giving both allowance and permission for both feelings of excitement and anticipation, and also worry and fear. I've been talking to them about things that are really good about school, what I hope that they'll get out of school, which for me, I don't really touch on academics and what they're going to learn. In that respect, it's more around themselves and their relationships and their friendships and how they're going, you know, have leadership opportunities and things like that. I don't really fixate or talk about the academics that they will learn. I let them bring that to me, not that I think it's important, but for me it's more around them being nourished as a whole being, not just academic being. And that I want to teach them, slightly off track, that I delight in their whole being, not just, you know, if they achieve things, that I will love them regardless if it's A or B's or C's or D's, that if they're putting in effort, that I'm going to love and delight in them no matter what, that they're a human being, not a human doing. So I'm going to delight in their being, not just delight in their doing. So that's slightly off track for how we support them going to school But anyway, so yeah, hearts on our hands, infinity signs or signs that mean important things for you and them, talking around the importance and what we're going to get out of school and how we're feeling about it, allowing the two feelings at the one time. So giving permission that you can feel excited and the anticipation of going back and meeting new friends or connecting with friends from last year, meeting our new teacher, seeing our new classroom, and also allowing the worries and the fears and the anxiety around all of those same things, and giving permission and allowance that they're all okay, and you can have the two things at the one time, that we don't need to fixate on just, you know, the more pleasant, easier feelings to have. We don't try not to push them into feeling those things and dismissing the worry, the fears and the anxiety. Allow them to have both. Allow yourself to have both. Whether you know, it's always good to consciously talk around, I'm having these two feelings as well, and this is how I'm dealing with them. And consciously talking about the emotional regulation strategies that you implement, as well as role modeling them in actual, not just words, physically doing them. So if that's for you writing in a journal, or, you know, having a meditation, or doing some breathing techniques, or putting on essential oils, or using flower essence drops, walking around the block, talking to each other, whatever your emotional regulation strategy is, actually role modeling it for them and explicitly talking about it to them, and about your, you know, if you're having dual feelings about it, and what them going to school will give you and what it'll give them is also really important. So good luck, parents and children, and yeah, allow anything that comes up. Just allow it. It'll be okay. They'll be okay. Well, that's what I'm going to tell myself anyway. You can join me in, I don't know. Yeah, we'll get there together. Let me know how you're going, and if you need any support or tips in these next coming weeks with all that will be happening for you and your kids.